Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will be everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, investors are getting nervous about their exposure to office buildings in the commercial real estate sector. But first, after retreating over the past year, average new home prices in China's 70 major cities were unchanged year on year in June. Prices for home resales, however, went backwards, with only 6 of the 70 cities showing any gains or standstills. But the official falls are nothing like New Zealand's retreat. The worst Chinese city is only recording a 7.5% year-on-year fall. In the US, there's been a surprisingly positive shift in consumer sentiment. The widely respected University of Michigan survey improved for a second month in July to its highest level since September 2021, and well above the anticipated outcome. And Singapore's GDP grew by 0.7% in the second quarter of 2023 from a year ago level. Quite tepid levels again for an Asian tiger economy, but it was stronger than the final 0.4% growth in the first quarter. This was their 10th consecutive quarter of increases, however, but the second smallest. On a quarter-on-quarter seasonally adjusted basis, their GDP grew 0.3%, reversing a 0.4% contraction in the first quarter, so no recession there either. In Europe, their heat wave is getting worse and is deadly serious for the people involved, and about a third of Americans are facing deadly heat extremes too. These follow the heat dome that hurt northern China last week, but hasn't really gone away. We'd be wise to start preparing for a high summer temperatures here too. And one consequence may come from the insurance industry. In the US, major insurers are pulling back on homeowner policies from California to Florida, in many cases declining to renew existing policies. In Australia, one of their largest real estate investment trusts has had to limit redemptions in a fund that specialises in office properties. It's a $2.5 billion fund, and it received redemption requests equal to 15% of its equity, and only paid a quarter of what was requested in February, the latest disclosure period. It is unlikely to be the only large real estate fund to run into liquidity trouble. The problem for the industry is that this type of temporary difficulty, that's when managers won't sell assets to fund redemptions because they believe real value is way above what the market values their asset, is the type of reaction to spook investors who then rush to redeem to protect their capital. The US Treasury 10-year yield will start today at 3.83% and unchanged from Saturday. And the price of gold will start today at $1,954 an ounce and down $5 from Saturday. And oil prices are unchanged from Saturday at just over $75 a barrel in the US, while international Brent price is just on $79.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today little change from Saturday at just under 63.7 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're unchanged too at 93.2 Australian cents. But against the euro, we're firmish at 56.8 euro cents. But that all means our trade weight index is still at 71, but up 70 basis points in a week. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.